Welcome everybody on this broadcast. I'm Erez Bialer, I'm the curator of this exhibition, and we are here in a gallery talk of Pan-Israeli Masculinity, the exhibition for Pride 2025 that didn't really happen eventually because of the war. So first of all, thank you everyone for coming. This session is not going to be very long. I'm going to address each and every artist in this exhibition, and we're going to say a few words about the creation. Pan Gallery, the idea of the whole initiative is to have a hall for homosexual art, because homosexual art has been a part of male culture since 5,000 years, since Egyptians, Greeks, Romans, and also in modern times. We know that many artists that create are homosexuals. But the main reason is that when they go into the gallery or into the museum and they want to sell their work, a lot of them feel like they have to go back into the closet, because the money that buys the art is a lot of the times very conservative. Many artists feel like they have to hide their identities in order to succeed, in order to have exhibitions. And also, if you go in all the major museums in the world, you see Michelangelo, you see Da Vinci, you see all these masters of art who changed art world forever, and that little detail in their lives that they were homosexuals is remained in the closet. So that was my idea to bring this forth. And so 4 years ago, I decided I wanted to go full head on into it, and I did this exhibition with the Brown Hotel Records and later on with the Gay Center. And this exhibition is the first time that I get my own space, and I have no censorship. This is the space that I decided to go on the wall. Why Pan-Israeli Masculinity? Because this year I felt that the Israeli man is changed. So if before we used to imagine Israeli men in a very crude way, like a prickly pear, they have like their thorns outside and they're soft on the inside, and they go to the military and they don't care and they're strong and they're tough. But now they are going into war, and they are the only ones who are left captive, alive, in captivity, hostages, and they come back from the war, and they realize that their rights are inflicted, and they're getting fired from their jobs, and they lose their businesses, and something is changed. And so I wanted to bring this forward in this exhibition, and I invited all the artists here to pitch anything that they see fit to represent the Israeli masculinity, the new Israeli masculinity as we see it, past October 7th. Besides that, there's 30 artists in this exhibition and Roya, 30 Israeli artists and Roya. And it really moves me to be able to bring people together, especially people from different countries. Roya, hi. We met through Instagram.
Yes.
I saw your art on Instagram, and I contacted you and I said, hey, you're painting Israeli men that I know. Who are you? And you said you are from Tehran. And I was like, whoa, what? I have to have this. So can you tell me a little bit about how did you get to paint Israeli men, Israeli gay men?
Yeah, well, so it started, I was into figurative art, and especially male body, because it's more visually appealing. It's just obvious. And then October 7th happened. And then I had this obsessive thinking over my Israeli friends, which by the most of my Israeli friends are gay. So that kind of impacted the whole thing. So I couldn't get over obsessive thinking about what's going on. So I just, all of my painting desire was channeled through painting Israelis. And eventually I ran out of Israelis that I knew, and I started painting random Israelis that I didn't know. Because it was just desperate attempt for doing something. Because I was far away from everything, incapable of contributing to anything, and it was just, art is born out of desperation. Ultimately that is an attempt to survive and ideally add some beauty into the whole thing, which
Were
would
you not,
help you survive.
were you not afraid?
No, despite everything that's going on, I never hide the person that I am. Kind of my parents did that for me, so they were more secret about being Jewish, they were more silenced about their point of view, so they were the ones that allowed me to be bold and not care, because I figured, if it goes down, I always have Israel to go to, so it really doesn't matter if I'm supposed to be get into trouble for whatever I am, I might as well go for it. What is there to be lost?
Well, we are here for you, you know. If you ever want to come back, you're welcome. Thank you so much for sending the art and for participating and having such big balls. Thank you so much. Michael, we're going to start with you. Is that okay?
My art piece is this one, Never Stop Dancing. And this one in the middle, it's my art. The round one with
The disco ball.
Disco ball, yeah, exactly. Well, I'm working with you like for the 4 years from the start. First of all, I want to appreciate this opportunity that I can bring my art in here in this gallery. So thank you so much. This first of all. And second, every art that I made, especially for your exhibition, it's made especially for this reason. So also this work, and the name of this work is Never Stop Dancing. It's about everything that we experience after the 7th of October and all the war. And especially this wall that you can see, it's also damaged. It's like everybody in us here living in Israel. It's not just pass through, but still we can stand and dance through our life, and nothing can stop us. We still want to bring joy, life, and dance, because movement is our continuum of life, and this is what I wanted to bring in this work. And I feel like it.
Thank you. Thank you, Michael. Thank Shaul, the next. First of all, so not everyone in this exhibition are, doing male art or are part of the LGBTQ community, or, some people are just allies and they do fantastic male art, and I decided to have them in this exhibition because they do really fine work. I would like to ask you about your sculpture here that is very somewhat androgynous, if you look at it at first glance, it doesn't look like a male or female. So, but then you realize, of course, it's male. Can you tell me a little bit about your creative process?
Okay, it's a male. You see it the way you did.
Yeah.
It's something that's totally. So, okay, I have 3 sculptures here in the exhibition. One of them is made with live models. It's made with clay. Then transform the bronze. What you can say about the sculptures that I show here, that I don't show the whole figure. I choose the parts that I think are important for the sculpture, for the pose. So that's about what I have to say about it.
Good. Thank you. Thank you for joining this exhibition, even though you're.
Yeah, thank you, because really there is a different spirit here, something special that I don't see in other galleries. Something very alive and fresh.
Yeah, that's the way it is with gays. They're always alive.
You said it.
Yana, how are you?
Fine. And my English is not so good, so 2.5 minutes is my English.
Okay, that's fine.
This is my two pieces. And first of all, I'm very proud to be part of this exhibition and grateful for being part of this. And I think it made me feel a lot of I have a lot of insight because of what you're talking about event in Israel now. And I wish I could draw something for this exhibition, but I can't. It's something that exists. I talk about a lot about some dualism. And you talked about androgyny, and androgyny is it's something very dual for me. And this series is a metamorphosis. It's about changes that happen. Something that change that you can become a monster or something else that you don't know. Because the change we don't always see. This is my partner who did some powder. He bought powder, and I didn't buy powder, but I felt all his emotions like some tornado. This is one too. It's about thoughts and feelings that changes. I like to talk about some stories things. I think we all react to our reality, and I react with emotions. I can't tell sometimes the stories can be metaphoric, so if you go through our minds, our emotions as well. So
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you so much. It's very relevant. You know, we're all living power right now.
Yes,
So it's very relevant.
yes. Maybe now I think yes, you're right.
Hi, Shai. How are you? So I just got to say, Shai's piece, guy wrapped around with a yellow lighting neon, is the poster of this exhibition. And the reason I chose this is because, you know, it's always, as a curator, it's always a problem to choose the image of the exhibition, because every artist wants his image to be the poster of the exhibition. But here we are talking about Israeli masculinity, and the fact that he's wrapped around in a yellow neon light, looking above, you know, to the sky, he's all naked. It completely spoke to me about the situation that we are all currently, you know, trapped in. You know, like we have the hostages and the war, and like people from the outside, friends of ours that just like completely turned up their backs on us because of October 7th and the fact that anti-Semitism. So there's so much to unpack in the situation that we are in that this completely spoke to me. And this is why I chose it. Can you tell us a little bit about the creative process?
Sure. First of all, the model, the illustrious model Ben is here. I'm sure if you recognize the celebrity from the picture, that's why. I grew up in a very different world. I grew up in New York City in an Orthodox family. Obviously in the closet, I didn't even know what the closet was. I didn't have the vocabulary for it. And so my whole life has been in fits and starts dealing with sexuality, with religion, with faith. I talk more now about the question of holiness than religion, which is a little bit more abstract and I think allows more people to enter the conversation. And in many ways, I studied actually my undergrad degree before I moved to Israel was a double major in arts and religion. And the art department rejected me 3 times because they said, what does art have to do with religion? So we had to explain history and all that. But for me, holiness, spirituality, faith is all about taking something that's very abstract and making it real. And in many ways, art is the opposite. It's taking something that's very real, making it abstract. And so I've been trying to find that intersection where they cross in the middle. And both of them, both holiness and are about exposure and vulnerability and being seen. So there's an opportunity here to play with the layers of visibility, the layers of being seen, whether it's physical or metaphysical or super metaphysical.
Thank you so much. Ori, hi, how are you? Ori, you did the prints over there next to the window.
Yeah.
The Tel Aviv iconic building prints, which I love very much. Can you tell me a little bit like how you choose to do your images? Like,
Yeah, sure. I feel like an environment like paintings related to hand printing, which is it. And I choose an everyday life of city. I go the connection between personality and self identity, spirituality. Each and every place that I know and I experience in everyday life, places that don't look, you don't mind them with your everyday schedule.
great, it's exactly what we want. It's very Israeli masculinity.
It's very responsibility that the color that I choose for this project, for this group, inspired from really nostalgic boxes. Very vivid, very nostalgic. In the same time, a bit futuristic.
It is. Thank you. Next artist is Ben. Hi, Ben.
So I'm doing the video art. When it comes to two-dimensional works like curated collage, I think it's kind of similar to video because they both contains multiple images. The only difference is how you spread it in space or if you're using video live. But the point is that it allows you to innovate, to make more interesting and magical outcome. So when it comes to male body, for instance, I can change it. I can check different states and explore it like that.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Do you have anything to add, like about the Israeli masculinity?
I think we all experience it right now, like in terms of the army, like being a soldier became like more old-fashioned, became like, and also my model is here. So I don't know.
Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Hi, Guy Yechiely. So I have to say, I work with you since what, like 4 years? We've been working together since the beginning. When I first saw the series of soldiers that you have, I loved it. It's great, but I didn't like quite know the personal aspect that you have with the whole idea of the military. And when I found out your personal story, I was even more moved by the series. Can you tell me a little bit about your creative process?
My photo is part of a bigger series of soldiers. And it actually started as kind of criticism about taking young people and putting them in the army, which is kind of violent. I think in Israel, every time some artist puts a soldier, it's some kind of leftish and
It's some kind of what?
like leftish, Smolani with the army. But yes, it starts as a criticism, and it's part of bigger series that you can see the soldiers are young and with uniforms and underneath the uniforms in the same photo. This specific one, you can see the bullets. It become like now even more. I think this was from 2015, and when you take it through today, it's getting a lot of different emotions again. And I'm from Shakula. A lot of people see it as masculinity. Some people see it as grief. I think it's all together. Me myself, I was commanding officer. I was 4 years in the army, so I still have criticism, and I feel like I can tell it about it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Next artist is Israel Roya. Hi, Israel. First of all, it's a huge honor. I really am so happy.
Thank you for inviting.
Yeah, thank you for being here. You paint men, like this is your shtick, as they say, and you do it very well. I can see a very distinct, like graphic signature.
It's funny because this one is from a period in which I would approach people incidentally in this.
Tell me a little bit, how do you choose your images? How do you choose what to paint?
Studio. I couldn't really say why I would pick everyone, each one again, but usually they would catch my eye, and I think that I thought I could show something about masculinity. It's the right forms of this masculinity. This one in particular, I saw after a fashion show by Shai, and I approached him afterwards. It was kind of rushed, so I had only a few minutes to take a few photos of him. And thanks to this exhibition, I now know who he is. Usually I would exchange, Instagram and things like that, but back then I was a bit in a rush. And someone, saw this painting and immediately recognized him.
Yes.
And told him, and he approached me. He even didn't remember that we met. So it's really an amazing thing, the way paintings have their journeys.
Yeah, so happy that this exhibition, all together. How long does it take you to complete a painting like this?
It starts very quickly because I work on the big color patches on the canvas. But later on, when I go into the fine details, it can take weeks and months. So the only question is when to stop the painting.
That is something that I always wondered about artists. How do you know it's done?
When it's out of the studio.
We don't.
It's never done. We have another artist online. Hi, Angel. Just before you begin, I want to say that Angel put 5 pieces in this exhibition, and all of them sold except one. So this is a huge accomplishment. He's a very, very good artist that I'm so happy to find out. He's from Ashkelon. It's quite rare to find gay art in Ashkelon. Can you tell us a little bit about your art, Angel?
I don't know much about masculinity, but the thing I enjoy is to redefine it and give it a new interpretations in my art. Sometimes I take it to a feeling, and sometimes I just literally give it an exact interpretation that you can visually see. Like when this course started, I worked on Dreadful Routine, which is a very small picture of a man with an hazmat suit, a mask on. And the only reason that I painted it was because of the atmosphere of Ashkelon when all of this war started. And from then on, I try to give masculinity different vibe because of this war and because there is a demand to express it. And I believe that's it.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I wanted to ask, do you paint models, or do you do it from like imagination?
The answer is not that easy because sometimes I botch the models on purpose, so they don't love me that much. But I do use my imagination and models and combine it, and sometimes fashion models. I grab whatever is on hand.
Amazing. Thank you. Please keep on making fantastic mail art. Thank you.
Thank you.
Avishai is an artist that I've been working with for a few years, and he paints men in various forms, but he also sculpts, and I didn't know that, and he does it very, very well. We did this white little clay sculpture up there on the wooden panel. I wanted to ask you, these two are like they're holding each other. It's not really quite sure. Are they lovers? Are they brothers? Like what's going on there? And how do you decide what to do, and how do you do it? Because it looks like, how do you do it?
So it's part of a series called Belong Together, and it's a work that I'm examining the tension between being in a couple, being alone. I'm taking like various compositions that represent like the tension between assimilation and separation, and what they're trying to achieve like is the parts that you don't really sure where one begins and the other ends. So for me, it's definitely couples, but I'm leaving it like very loose. Sometimes the figures are like a bit androgynous even. For me, it's like very important to blur the sexual identity and like referring to something more like human experience. And I like it when the observer needs to decide. It's two men, brothers, and about masculinity. It's like when you see, you decide if it's woman or man. And if you see beside another man, you have to decide if they're a couple or if they're just friends. So this tension, I think, so it's like thing I like to play with.
And how do you create these? Do you first make a mold, or like how does it work?
Have a vision for what I want, and then this specifically, I took pictures from me and my partner from all the angles, and each vision I would attack from different angle, because I did another one which were very athletic and I couldn't do it, so I modeled it in 3D and took various angles.
So you sometimes use a computer to do
Yeah,
because it looks like there's lots of it. It's really like
polygon.
yeah, exactly. Nitzan's artwork is the recycled drawers over there that are painted. I'm proud to say that Nitzan's work is the first one that was sold in this exhibition. So, tell me, how do you decide what to paint on the drawer? When you see the drawer in the street or wherever you buy them or get them, like, how do you decide?
My journey starts when I was 15. I was a young boy. I was a youngster, and I started realizing that I'm attracted to men. And then I drew like dancers, ballet dancers, the TV. I remember drawing them like very gentle point. And also I wrote some poems and stuff, and I put it all in the drawer. And one day my father, he was like cleaning the house, and he threw the drawer with all the poems and the paintings. And I remember myself like on the street next to the garbage and looking for the drawer, looking for the paintings, looking for the drawing the poems, and I didn't find it. I looked for them for many years. And now I'm almost 50, 51, and now like for several years I was looking for drawers. First of all, I was looking for them on the street, and I found different drawers. And I was also like searching for images, like the images that I drew as a youngster. Most of the images like doing with dancing, but also with defying gravity. And some of them are like flying, like searching their balance on Earth. When I see a draw, sometimes I look like the way the wood looks, and sometimes it's like a vision. And also when I draw those images, I also see how the background is dancing. How the background is like moves around them, and I try to find the image that I'm searching for. And it's like for me, it's a process of like finding the soul of this young man whose soul was like thrown to the garbage.
Great. Thank you so much. Your work is fantastic. I really like it. Thank you so much.
Thank you for keeping all the works, like also doing the war. It was very inspiring.
This is. I feel like this is my Zionism. I can open a gay gallery in Berlin or in Sitges or whatever, but opening it in the Middle East is a big deal to me. So I feel like
the timing was very crucial.
Yeah, we knew that it was going to blow up when we hung the exhibition. Like there were already rumors that we are attacking in Iran, and I was like, me and my husband were hanging this exhibition, and we were like, oh, just let us open the exhibition, please, before everything blows up. So they did. So it's very nice of them. Hi, Amir. How are you?
Not so good.
No, it's okay. Whatever you can.
I'm from Kibbutz Mishmar Emek, and I went at these two portraits, and I have one there. I have a lot of pictures in the phone, and then from the phone I draw bigger. The colors that I choose, it's not similar to what was in the phone. It's sometimes something that I choose.
You've been painting men for a long time.
Yes.
For years.
For years.
Only recently you started kind of
I
presenting
started
them.
to show the man painting after 50 years that I was in the closet.
50 years.
Yes. In 72 and 73, I get out.
You came out of the closet when you were 73.
Yeah.
Never too late.
Yes.
So I'm very happy that I feel very privileged to present your work, because I think that first of all, I think it's very good, but technically, but not only, I feel like there's something here that is culturally contributing, because you paint men for a long time and you have not really had a place to present them. So I'm so glad to be able to give you an outlet to present these beautiful men.
I'm very glad to be part of the gallery.
So for many more men, yes, thank you. Thank you, Mary. Yanai is a graduate of the Art Institute of Chicago. You started in
1988. From 1988 to 1990.
And he painted this massive Middle East map of the Mediterranean, and he calls it the New Middle East.
New Middle East.
Yes. Can you tell me a little bit about this piece?
This piece, where do I start?
In the Middle East.
In the Middle East. Now I was thinking that during the war, this war was the first one that we saw soldiers proposing, like gays. Gays were proposing each to another. It has never happened before.
Yes, and we also have, unfortunately, men who lost their husbands in this war. And for the first time, we have laws that brought into effect that give them privileges, which is amazing. Finally, a step forward, a painful step, but still.
It is painted on a map on the map of the Mediterranean.
An old map from 1949.
An old map. It was in my elementary school. I went in, and one day I went by the school, and they threw away maps and chairs. So I picked up the map, and it was in my studio for years. One morning, I always draw from dreams or visions. And I had this vision. I woke up at 4 o'clock. I took the map and I painted this painting. I realized what I was painting just when the sun rised and I saw the painting. It was totally in a, I was in a state of, I was still sleepy while I was painting this one. I called it the New Middle East. It was after Paris named אני במזרח, אני במזרח וראשי במערב.
יהודה לוי. גם הייתה, she was also,
כן?
yes, he has songs for boys.
So I'm thinking, I painted this one 2010, just when I brought this piece to the gallery. I missed this, and I had many thoughts about it, and it reminded me in 1994, I was in a hall, in a dancing party, and there was this guy, and he came to me and asked me to dance with him. He was 10 years younger than me. I was surprised. But I went along with him, and this dance, these 2-3 months that the painting is here, I started searching for him because it was such a meaning, such an emotional dance, extremely emotional. But after that, we separated, and I haven't seen him. And I think this was part of my unconscious that came out. Yes.
Yeah.
It was the need to revive this dance.
May you dance again always. Yes, very present.
So it also combines the childhood
Adulthood.
to adults.
Yes. So I think we are kind of through. Everybody spoke. Am I correct? Yes, I think so. I'm gonna wrap this up. This has been a pleasure to listen to you guys speak about the art, and I hope that we come to better times, you know, that everybody comes home and like our hearts can finally heal, and Israeli masculinity can come back to become something admired and not slandered. Thank you for joining us online.
Thank you so much, Erez.
We'll see you in the next exhibition. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.